It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. Mayegun diary politico, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Please read the caption of the broadcast. Take your time to read the description as well. And also, please share the broadcast. That's right. Adieu, Aketi. The news of the death of Rotimi Akeredolu, the former governor of Ondo State, is no longer news, I believe. Our condolences goes to the people of Ondo State to start with. I can only imagine what this means generally to you. because I am not from Ondo State. As a Yoruba man, please come closer. Motide. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun live. And the conversation tonight is not for us to gloat, okay, or to mock the death of anyone. It is actually going to be the session and segment that I am going to do my best to speak directly to that your subconscious mind. And the moment like this will then serve as a sober reflection for all of us, including myself, the MOG of the Temple of Truth. We are not here to laugh at them, mock them, or even call on whatever other things that you might want to. I want a critical session whereby you are going to have a serious critical thinking wherever you are. Because you see, this is also going to help you as an individual when you are to make decisions. Because a lot of us are enablers of all of these felonies or these criminals that we all agree cut across every nook and cranny of Nigeria. Nigeria's situation has gotten to a stage whereby it is no longer hidden. Nigerians love their criminals differently. So therefore, it is not a moment of gloating. It is a moment of sober reflection that hopefully humanity will win. Well, I believe humanity will win. Rotimi Akeredolu, the former governor of Ondo State, has been off the radar for a very long time now. And as a governor of a state, of course, Rotimi Akeredolu will mean different things to different people in Ondo State. They have his scorecard. But for all of us who are Yorubas, including those of us who are Southerners, we can tell that before Rotimi Akeredolu became the governor of Ondo State, he had this aura, he has this personality, a personality of a nationalist, Yoruba first. He never hid that. He was a human rights constitutional lawyer. He was the former president of the Nigerian Bar Association. He was somebody who was very, very vocal when it comes to national politics in Nigeria, as well as regional politics, the Yoruba politics. He's been very prominent. So this is why somebody like myself and the rest of you watching me right now, okay, should find this segment on Mayegun's Diary Political very important. So Akeredolu, among others, before the military junta ended and this demonstration of craze and thieves and lunatics became a thing. They were symbol of what you could call, credibility, probity, responsibility, personalities that people will wish were those running the government of Nigeria. Unfortunately, people like me didn't join them at the time, but they kind of fought for it. They were fighting for democracy, constitutional democracy, a federal system sort of a democracy. They knew what Nigeria needed. For those of you who are familiar with the NADECO, as well as the likes of the Afeniferes, as a Yoruba man, it is more personal because you see that politics that the likes of Akeredolu represent or presented to all of us, the type of politics that the likes of Tifnumbu and Gang and many like that presented to the Yorubas, you had no choice than to hold them religiously, believing that they were actually what they said they were. It was easier. They were disciples of Awolowo. What were those principles and legacies of Awolowo that the Yorubas cherished so much? Right? Education. So it was so easy. So this politics of give Ijoba Awarawa, the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, it was going to be so beneficial to the Yorubas that they became one of the arrowhead and champions for return to democracy. 24 years after that, Akeredolu, like many others before him, Yorubas, they had the opportunity to replicate exactly what we read that Awolowo did. Not just for the Yorubas, so for the entire Western region that cut across to what is today's Warri Delta State. The type of government and policies we expected them to give them to us in this their charade democracy for 24 years. Yorubas, like many others across Nigeria, we were all let down. Democracy became the government of the greedy, by the greedy, and for the greedy. The selfish interest of the criminals who never really are interested in investing in the people. So the people lost. Akeredolu, like I said, also got his own shot when he became governor. And you see all of that pandemic, the disease of non-payment of workers' salaries, looting, self-serving, stealing, and all of those things that are synonymous to those that were never elected by the people became the order of the day among the supposed Yoruba progressives. Our schools continue to be dilapidated. Our children are being offered the worst of the poorest education. They are today unemployed, many of them unemployable, no thanks to the disciples of Awolowo. Awolowo built the biggest premier hospital in Western region of Nigeria, that it was so good that the king of Saudi Arabia chooses that place for his own foreign medical treatment. These are records. But for 24 years, Awolowo and the government of Western region, with no access to crude oil money, and this incessant borrowing, selfish and self-interest, self-centered crooks that have taken over, Awolowo had a shot of the entire Western region for less than 6 years. These guys have been in charge of Yorubaland for the past 24 years. Yorubas have become poorer, just like the rest of Nigeria, and Nigerians have become poorer in 24 years. So everybody has their own shot. Pensioners not being paid. Although people will tell you more. People being underpaid, they will say a lot about that. That is why I said Akeredolu means so many things to so many people. But as a Yoruba man, one of the things that got missing in this their charade fraudulent democracy in Nigeria was that before this democracy, the champions of democracy, they said Nigeria needed true federalism. Nigeria needed restructuring, or else Nigeria is going to break up. So democracy came. We, the Yorubas, and so many of them who claim to be pro-democratic elements, they found it difficult to tell their senators, to tell their representatives, to tell their own status of assemblies, to make the push for 1, restructuring of Nigeria, 2, regional system of government, 3, the change of that fraudulent constitution. 24 years, the supposed progressive Yorubas who fought for democracy, they were comfortable operating the Decree 24 of Abdusalami Abubakar because it serves them. And the excuse was the northern Nigeria will never allow it. But there was never anywhere on record in any of the Yoruba states where the Awolowo descendants, fraudulent scammers, there is no record anywhere that, oh, the Yoruba senators, the Yoruba reps, they have been pushing for the change of Nigeria constitution. They have been pushing for the restructuring. It doesn't matter political party. No. They were giving excuses because it was serving them. They were, in fact, they became dictators since the fraudulent constitution allowed them to be that. They became lord over their people and impoverished them even more. So we suffered all of this for 24 years in the hands of so many of these criminals, parading themselves as disciples of Awolowo, who never represent anything Awolowo represented at all. They wanted to own the world. They wanted to own the land. The state resources become their family piggy banks.
For us? Yes. Just 1 minute, sir.
How did the meeting go?
What is that? Which meeting?
We understand.
Honorable Attorney General, I think you need to
Okay,
come here.
AGF, sir. Okay. AGF, sir, how did the meeting go? Have you found a middle ground? Sir? Wait. Okay. Your Excellency, sir. How did the meeting go, sir?
Well, we held a very fruitful discussion. The governors of Southwest, as you know, were all there. The meeting was presided over by the Vice President, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation was there, and the Inspector General of Police.
Sure.
So we have rubbed minds, and all of us have agreed on way forward.
About that, really sorry about that, okay? The audio was kind of acting up. Let me know if the audio is back now before I kind of continue, okay? Because this is us now getting into the other part, which is the crucial one tonight. So how is the audio over there? Thank you. So let us continue. So for these 24 years, we watched helplessly how Yorubaland descended into a feudalist state where we could easily say Yoruba governors, they were simply paper tigers. They were just stooges. They were not representing the Yoruba people. Then APC, Egbekegbe, under Buhari, decided to actually take it a notch further when the Fulani terrorists invaded southern Nigeria, kidnapping people, ransacking farms, killing people on their farms, and the Nigeria media was reporting them as farmers' others clashes. How could farmers and others clash on the farmer's farm? And you reported that as farmers' others clash. I am working on my farm. The terrorists brings in their cows, destroy my farm. When I try to push back, I get attacked, killed. And then the media reported it as farmers' others clashes. How could I clash with people inside my home? So they were doing everything to suppress that. As Yorubas, reactions followed. People decided to stand up against these marauders. They formed groups. There came the problem, the real one, which obviously then showed that it is either the Yorubas are already, like many others in Nigeria, it's either we are already sort of trapped, enslaved, and just waiting to be killed, or we are actually Yorubas, sons and daughters of the soil. People started reacting. In these reactions, we became aware the real saboteurs among the Yorubas, our suspects, or our suspicion, they were right. Because of a political interests, there were Yorubas who were ready to see other Yorubas slaughtered and killed, as long as it is not going to affect them becoming the president. And that was Tifnumbu. So people started reacting. You remember that time? That was when Akeredolu stepped forward. He took it upon himself and used his own experience. He knew the fraudulent contraption called Nigeria and how it is structured. But with Akeredolu, it was easier in a little space or short space of time to maneuver Buhari and his goons to establish an Amotekun organization in Yorubaland. There are more stories to that too. Some people believe that the move made by Akeredolu, a man that was probably smart enough to hide his own medical conditions from the public, he was never seen to be sick. Some said he signed his own death warrant that day, and he also marked, they also marked Ondo states as part of their theater of war when their jihad will rip through the Yorubaland. Some people believe that moment, because the move was kind of strategic too. Like I said, they were all living under the illusion of one Nigeria until they saw through Buhari's face that no matter how many people killed in the southern Nigeria by these terrorists, the only solution is for your people to give them lands, for us to resettle them. That is the only solution. Akeredolu said he saw through the eyes of his own supposed party man, Buhari, that the reason why people are being killed in Yorubaland was because the Yorubas think they are stubborn, and Fulanis, they don't forget things. That when Lamadeshino was a governor of Oyo State, like many other Yoruba governors, there were this coordinated attempt to ensure that the Fulani terrorists who wanted to illegally camp in those forests, they were not allowed there to stay. And in the process, the Fulanis believe that the Yorubaland, they have a price to pay and they will pay it. Excuse me. Akeredolu said, looking straight into Buhari's eyes, it was pretty much like, except something is done, they can kill everybody. Buhari will not do anything about it. And that was what prompted him to say, listen, was there no regional developmental plan for the Yoruba land in the first place? They said there is. The one developed on how we are going to kind of recreate the economy of Lagos that you are seeing today in every other part of Yoruba land, where the wealth redistribution, development redistribution, including security of all those Yoruba land, will be coordinated in a way that they will be done all together, like collaboratively. They said there is. Then I think we have to bring it out now. Even though when they knew that the fraudulent 1999 constitution will never allow them to be able to go to go out there and procure the adequate, sophisticated weapons that can really confront these terrorists. They know that's sort of a lacuna. But you know what Akeredolu said? He said, listen, if we either want to do is either we do something or we all wait to die. That is the agenda. He saw through it. So they called the Southern security meeting in Akure. At that meeting, it was concluded that Southern Nigeria needs their own locally assembled security team that understands the terrain of their different indigenous land. And once they see any invader from anywhere, from every part of it, every of this border that is shared with the troubled northern part of Nigeria, right? They can easily curtail them, neutralize them. So the agenda he knew that the Nigeria of what you have, everyone is going to take advantage. He knew, but he dragged the entire South. They pretended to agree. The Igbo governors, the South governors, they were not interested. But Akeredolu knew. But if they had made the move, they would say the Yorubas are assembling, they are assembling an army to break away from Nigeria. So what did he do? They said, well, we have agreed, and we have, our people wanted security outfits that would protect them. Let's start with that. So they went on, to promulgate laws. The State House of Assembly in Yorubaland, for the first time in 24 years, they actually sat together to agree to make law in the interest of the people of Yorubaland against external invaders. That law prohibited you moving your cows on foot in any part of Yorubaland. It's a crime. Then if you ever have to move your cows into anybody's farm, it's an act of terrorism. You will be arrested for terrorism. If you are carrying an AK-47 or whatsoever you in any part of Yorubaland, you will be matched with the same violence. They made law for that. Guess those who went after Akeredolu? Buhari, Malamu, and their police IG. In one of the interviews, And Angono, not just that too. Lagos State was not interested in giving support to that security outfit. They don't even want Amotekun. Osun State at the time, who actually has to be like at the forefront, because of Tifnubu's influence, they were not fully really interested, right? But Oyo State, where Seyi Makinde at the time was the first time governor, right, also keyed into it. Ogun State was not really interested. Ogun State, where the Fulani terrorists have already ransacked communities around the Yewa North of Ogun State, Yewa North local government areas. They were not really interested because of Tifnubu's political interest. So, nevertheless, Akeredolu and his ambition of saying, we need to do something. In one of those interviews on record.
At least when civil defense started, they were not carrying arms. They didn't allow them to carry arms. But a case was made. At the end of the day, today they carry arms. I'm sure Amotekun case gradually will be like that. We're going to make the case.
Well, Your Excellency, it appears as though the IGP isn't bulging, and now we know that there's a community policing idea they're pushing. And I'm wondering, what if in eventuality that the IGP says, well, this is not going to happen except you collapse Amotekun into community policing, then would you just leave Amotekun to be handicapped in court for the time being? What are you going to do, really?
I've said this. I said it clearly. Let me repeat it. We will not collapse Amotekun to community policing. Amotekun will start on his own. There is a law creating this Amotekun setup, this security setup. So it's not going to be collapsed. There is no intimidation. We are not people that can be intimidated, and we are not people that the IG will give order to. It's not possible. We will not collapse it. I've said so. There's no need for us to belabor this issue. We will not. But all we say is that if he's prepared, we are prepared to discuss with him. Let us discuss on this matter. Amotekun is different. Community police is different. Amotekun will collaborate. All of us will collaborate together. The issue now that is left is about carrying arms. And we say we will pursue this and make them understand at the end of the day. If the IG now does not understand, it will leave one day. Well, another IG will come, other people might understand. If he doesn't want to understand, we are not forcing him to understand. We are saying, let us hold discussion. But if they come out and want to repeat every time about Amotekun and being like something that is they feel irritated about, it's not fair. It's not fair. We have taken them through this of what Amotekun is all about, and the state have gone ahead. We have our laws. We will live by that law and abide by it. And if anybody feels otherwise, let him go to court and challenge the law. There's no need for us to bicker on this matter. And we are saying with all sense of responsibility that Amotekun will stay and we will go ahead to negotiate. That's what I'm saying. We'll discuss with the police on issue of arms. And at the point in time, just like they did with the civil defense and a few other paramilitary or military or police security today that are carrying arms, I know the time will come. But if they say no, I said we are prepared to continue to use non-prohibited arms, at least with our blood and everything, to secure the lives and properties of our people.
It's as simple as that. You see, some people may not understand the significance of his position at the time. Here you get, he knew that what they were about to do would stand no chance because of the way Nigeria is structured. But one thing they were not prepared to do is for you to keep telling them that that will be the end of it. Like, just because, you know something, that singular move rattled this Sharia jihadist north at the time, 2020. It rattled them. They specifically, you see, when the Fulani terrorists were killing our people across Yorubaland, kidnapping them, they were as quiet, as cold as dodo. The moment the southern governors came together that they want to act on it, and they actually started acting on it, established this Ebubiagu that was supposed to also be kind of similar. Instead of Ebubiagu to start going after Fulani terrorists, Ebubiagu of the Igbo criminals, they started going after their fellow Igbo men and women, like the ESN, IPOB, instead of the Fulani terrorists. But the likes of Akeredolu standing that time, it rattled them so much that they called an emergency Northern Governors meeting. Aiyedatiwa gave like about 500 press releases. The Aiyedatiwa, they started kind of threatening, at a point, they started threatening the southern governors. Anybody that implements that thing is enemy of the North. Hello? How can people want to protect themselves, against armed terrorists who are killing people? How can they be enemy of the North? So you are comfortable for your terrorists to continue to, really? So that reaction that time, and the insistence that no, that's what we're going to do. But they said they cannot allow you to carry gun. We know. But we'll still carry gun anyway. Because yes, we are, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of you may not understand what that stand meant at the time. Akeredolu insisted. And that Amotekun, no matter their weaknesses today, there have been Yorubas, non-Yorubas, who are victims of kidnappings in Yorubaland, who have been rescued by this same outfit. At a point, part of the weakness is that even when they get to either kill or arrest any of those terrorists, the Nigeria system will free them. But the fact that today they exist and there is nothing the northern Nigeria could do about it, even up till now, I'm still coming, that credit still should go to Akeredolu. So he said they will meet with them. So Akeredolu now mobilized all these Yoruba governors that were interested. And they decided to go and speak to Buhari, to talk to his police IG. Why are you against the people defending themselves? Why are you against that? Amotekun is set up to go after Fulani terrorists and other criminal activities going on in our forests. Keep our people safe. And possibly return our people back to farms. Why are you against that? That was when they went to the asshole rock. This video. Akeredolu.
For us? Yes, sir. Just 1 minute, sir. How did the meeting go? What is that? Which meeting? We understand. Honorable Attorney General. Okay, AGF, sir. Okay. AGF, sir, how did the meeting go? Have you found a middle ground? Sir? Wait. Okay. Your Excellency, sir. How did the meeting go, sir?
Well, we had a very fruitful discussion. The governors of Southwest, as you know, were all there. The meeting was presided over by the Vice President, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation was there, and the Inspector General of Police.
Sure.
So we have rubbed minds, and all of us have agreed on way forward. And most important one is that we are going to have the legal framework back this Amotekun. And this legal framework is going to be one in which all of us look at, and we'll be sure that it goes without any hindrance.
So would that mean now that the establishment of this outfit has been put on hold until the legal framework is developed?
No, what I believe our decision is that Amotekun is there.
Yeah.
Amotekun will have to, the federal government is starting community policing, and it's more of in essence, really, it's about community policing. So we're going to work together and see the community policing and Amotekun work in the way.
Okay.
Would you like to tell us why there were no such consultations before
the launch of the program?
No. There were consultations. Don't say there were no consultations. There were consultations.
Okay.
Because we held discussion with the ID then, and what has developed is what has led to this. Not that there were no consultations. We just felt that look, with all this noise outside, it's better for us to sit down. I remember even immediately the noise started, I said that we are going to explore political solution. And all of us are here, my colleague, Deputy Governor of Oyo, who is of PDP, all of us are here. So we have looked at this solution to it now, political and legal solution to it. All of us will do it.
So what will you be telling your people that are already protesting out there?
Protesting about what?
Protesting, saying that the government is for. No, they are saying for it, saying that the government is trying to stop something that they want. What message do you have for them?
The government is not trying to stop. Has clarified that. The Attorney General has spoken. I'm sure you all read the statement that it was misinterpreted. So it's so clear. So there was no time. At no time the government wanted to stop Amotekun. That's what was so about it. And all of us knew that they don't want to stop Amotekun. And the Federal Attorney General hasn't spoken. It's all about us. So there's no problem.
Okay, maybe the Attorney General will set the record straight and
the record has been set straight by
the federal government's position from you, sir.
From you, sir.
So do you want me to tell you what happened that day so that you understand that the context of that video better? I'll tell you. People like us were already on their necks, releasing information and happenings as they are, and people are already reacting back in Nigeria. So part of that is the reason why the likes of Akeredolu and the rest of them were putting all of that together, right? So Malamu came out and he said Amotekun is illegal. Akeredolu came out and said Malamu was talking nonsense. Who the hell are you, Malamu? We were elected as governors by our own people. We made law that established an outfit. The law passed. We signed the law. Who the hell are you, Malamu, to tell us something is illegal? So in the process, they now said they wanted to do political solution. So in their political solution, right, Malamu and their northern criminals, the jihadists, they said Buhari had a plan for community police. And they have a template of how the community police is going to be structured. So they were ready to sell the idea of the community police to the governors so that the Amotekun they are setting up, it won't be called the Amotekun. It will just be state police that Buhari wanted to set up. This was like trying to give them lollipop so that they could take away their jewel. Okay? They knew why Amotekun was set up was because of the Fulani terrorists. Do you understand? Amotekun was not set up to conduct community police, to come and check whether people are doing normally sanitation, people are not committing crime and all of that stuff, like walking about in your community, neighborhood watch. No. Amotekun was not set up because of neighborhood watch. So that was where Akeredolu stood his ground. So when the media was trying to say, what is now the position of the federal government after that meeting, Akeredolu said, Amotekun has come and it has come to stay. The idea of community police that the federal government is talking about and the legal whatever they are talking about, we will look into that. And with what we want to do with Amotekun, with what Buhari want to do with community police, as long as it's all about security, we will look into that. And that, after that meeting, there was no talk about community police from Buhari anymore. But they ensured that Amotekun will not be harmed enough to be able to confront the terrorists, because they are those who are funding the terrorists. They were made, around that time, it was the time Dangote truck was also transporting thousands and thousands of all these terrorists across Nigeria. This was 2019, 2020, 2021, Nigeria. So around that time, they started threatening the Yorubas with their presidency. They said Yorubas should just forget about presidency because of Amotekun. And in one of those times too, Akeredolu in his element.
I spoke about the fact that we are 200 million, and today we have a police command in a nation as vast as Nigeria. What is the sense in it? Let us ask ourselves. One is to have a single police command. One manner of intelligence gathering will exist in what we have today. Let me ask, even my brother who is here, who is in fact, or indeed, the chief security officer of his state? Am I? Is he? Is hanging? Do you control the police totally? Do you? This has led us to have to create Amotekun in this region, and we are proud of Amotekun. We have to take the bull by the horn, in spite of opposition, and we are determined that we will not leave our lives and properties in the hands of those who don't want to protect us. We will protect ourselves. The problems we have is over centralization of authority in the center. Let me say it OR. Authority is over centralized in the center, in the hands of the Vice President. I know you will laugh, but Mr. Vice President is a professor of law. I'm sure you all know. And all of us, even when we are in court, we learn evidence from him. But he's also a constitutional expert. And I'm sure he will agree with our position. We are suffering in this country from mutual suspicion. Don't you believe? The people don't trust the government. The government don't trust the people. Even within the government, they don't trust themselves. And we have been talking about pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, but we have left one pandemic that existed in Nigeria and is still there. And that is what I call CDS, Credibility Deficiency Syndrome. It is.
Akeredolu, he stood his ground on that to the end, and I give that to him. As a Yoruba man, to me, Akeredolu is a nationalist. Akeredolu is a Yoruba nationalist. Maybe not the perfect one that we would kind of have loved to see, because when you protect the interest of your people at the risk of everything else, as Nigeria is structured, where hypocrisy is a very valued currency, you can look away, you can pretend you're not seeing it, you can sugarcoat it, you can talk it down. On this issue of lives and properties, he understood the risk, he understood the danger, and he took his chance. He could only do that because he was a governor of a state. That is what sober reflection should be to everyone you see today. 24 years, that singular thing is the only thing you can pick out of the Nigeria 24 years democracy that Yorubas can say it is not perfect, but somebody stood for it, and it is currently outliving him. But is it perfect? Oh, no. It's far from it. His actions, some believe, automatically led to those states becoming a target for them. They carried out our massacre, a bloody massacre that no single person has been held responsible up till now. Amotekun that we have across Yorubaland, they are not efficient. Investment in them is not holistic. It is not collaborative. But do we have Amotekun? Yes, we do. And at a point, a governor in Yorubaland was proud to deploy these same outfits to go and rescue Yorubas in distress. On record, that is what you call Yoruba first, Yoruba nationalist. When they talk, that means they have to stand against the status quo that Nigeria represents. You cannot love Yoruba and love Nigeria. Possible. You will never be comfortable. Ever. Listen to me. When somebody says and lie to themselves about one Nigeria and they say they are Yoruba, you will never, ever be a true Yoruba person. And say you love Nigeria. You are going to despise Nigeria. With what Nigeria, for Yoruba has been part of Nigeria, and the limitation placed on us, we never actually make a genuine Yoruba man say, I'm proud as I love Nigeria, when you are not mad. But look at this Yoruba governor. Makinde once stood and said, I deployed and they delivered. That should have been what regional systems should be. In a democracy, that was what these guys promised us.
Anti-grazing law, there's no awareness among the communities about its operation. A lot of people even believe that the law is not enforced. What will the state do to make sure that the law is enforced and the people are also aware of this operation?
Well, I mean, they say that the governors are the chief security officers, when it is convenient, because quite frankly, the governors, they are at the mercy of federal agencies, to the federal security agencies, to implement, certain laws. So we have to. That was why we asked for the state police in the first instance. It's a constitutional issue, and in the absence of having state police, the states in the southwest came together and we formed Amotekun as a stopgap. So we'll keep problems don't go away completely. You have to keep working at it. You have to keep pushing. To get to where you really want to be, and that's what we keep doing. But the law is there. The implementation has not been smooth, and we'll keep working at it.
Okay, you rolled out some security measures last week, and you said one of them is that you will deploy 200 more Amotekun into Ibarapa zone. Have they been deployed? Yeah,
they have been deployed. They're here. And also, we're supporting them with logistics now. We brought 4 additional operational vehicles for them. We'll support them with more logistics as time goes on. But they are here. They are here.
Do you get that? Like, you are able to embrace the situation. You are able to look at the resources at your disposal, the ones you can easily command to dispose to the use of the people in distress. That is what Yorubaland was supposed to be like. That you are part of Nigeria doesn't mean that we have to wait and die. That they are going to make you president or make you governor, make you anything at all, should not let you then watch your people bleed and die. Shall you understand? And it is when there is peace, that you can begin to talk about development. Buhari was not interested in peace. They were interested in their campaign of, what was that? Their jihad, your land or your life. And if you stand up to fight for yourself, it is considered you are trying to go against the northern Nigeria. How could defending myself means I am against northern Nigeria? I didn't come to Sokoto to come and attack anybody. I did not come to Kebbi. I did not come to Zamfara or all these places. I didn't come to your Borono. Why would you come to my Ijebu? And because I decided to stand up and fight and defend myself, I am now against the north. We never let that lasted. It didn't last. And so the last part, Akeredolu.
State is set for Amotekun. What is the level of preparations for the program to launch tomorrow?
You can see our preparation now. We are moving to Ibadan right now for the preparation for the inauguration tomorrow.
How will this thing work? Because people have expressed that it will not work.
It will work. But how it will work is not what we can reveal to you now. Because we invariably turn to a security risk. We'll start telling you all our strategies we want to use. But it's going to work.
So what's your admission to those who have fears about this initiative?
Yes, they shouldn't entertain any fear. It's going to be a success. It's going to be a success. Nobody should entertain any single fear for this operation.
So initially,
wọ́n ti rí bó ti ṣe é sí nítorí Ìbàdàn lánàá yìí àwọn báńgà náà lẹ́dẹ̀ rí díẹ̀ nú wọn lẹ́sìn àti ń bọ̀ we have more than this lórí àwọn tá a lè kó lọ fún inauguration and ballot yìí sí so kọ́ má bẹ̀rù àṣeṣe lágbára lọ pẹ̀lú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àwọn èèyàn.
What's the strength of manpower that the state is
for now I'm not too exclusive.
Like I said, it might not be adequate. They might still be very much insufficient. Investment in them may not be like as expected, but they exist and they can always be built and then improved upon. So we can give that credit to Akeredolu. But there is also one more. We didn't know that Akeredolu was dying. From the reports that we heard, he was suffering from blood cancer, leukemia, as well as prostate cancer. These two are terminal cancers. Like, it's always going to be, death is going to be the end of it. So, Akeredolu as governor, and all this we have just listed, he was dying. He was suffering serious health problems. And we don't know how long. He never really looked that sick in those clips I showed you in 2020, 2021. But things got so bad 10 months ago when Akeredolu was said or reported to have been rushed down to German hospital. Abba, Yoruba Omoluabi, Awolowo descendants. Around that time, what should that actually remind him of? To have a replica of any healthcare is accessing out there, to have the same build in Ondo states. How come that was impossible? How? So the report back where some people are saying they will spit on his grave. They will do this and they will do that. It's painful, isn't it? That the politicians in Nigeria, the selfishness, the self-centeredness seems to be the same. I mean, you are the governor of over 6 million, 7 million people. And in your state, there is no single defibrillator, what do you call that thing? In your entire states, on those states, oil producing states, states collecting 13%, 13.5% derivation, oil money. And the governor of the state, a Yoruba man, Omoluabi, was comfortable to spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions of euro in a German hospital, and you still never had a chance of saying, I think it is safer, it is easier for me to get medical care in Akure than for me to be flown 7-8 hours to Mannheim or Hamburg in Germany. So it becomes kind of morally like sort of, questionable. Akeredolu, who was going through that serious chemotherapy here and there, trying to kind of maintain his health and all that, he clinged on to power. He never let go. He was so much, I don't know, he was so much interested in that power that they were even working to impeach his own deputy. The healthy deputy, they were trying to remove him. Because according to the loyalist of Akeredolu, the deputy was not loyal enough. A very, very sick man was more interested in being called Mr. Governor. And that sent a different message about the Akeredolu we have been sort of looking at since. I remember when Yaradua was unwell. And the people like Akeredolu, they were asking moral questions like, listen, constitutionally, you were supposed to have actually opt out. Your health is seriously, you know what I mean? But I mean, morally, you can't be governor, you can't really do anything, but you subjected your people to needless trauma of, hijackers. You were not there. The government was turned to the government of the father, of the mother, and of the son. When the father is not there, it turned to the government of the mother and the son. All the legacies, all the things that they probably, some things that you have to be like, shape power actually defines man, truly. And they say, yeah, it does. Akeredolu was so unwell that they could have just let him get his better rest, recovery, since they moved him to Germany a year ago. But for power, for whatever it is, and the saddest part, Akeredolu could possibly afford to take himself to any part of the world for medical care, even though it is an indictment on himself as a governor of a state. How long do you think a section of an hospital is actually equipped to standard and give you the same service your criminal politicians go abroad for? Whatever killed Akeredolu is killing other people in Ondo State, but they can't go to Germany. No, they can't. So they clinged on to that power. And that was why they had to bring him back. About a month ago, he was supposed to still be in Germany. When Onyibo is treating you that way, terminal illnesses, they are called. You may be doing chemo, you may be doing this and the rest of that, your age, your history of healthcare and all of that stuff. They will tell you, you have 3 months to live. And that was the moment of truth for so many of your politicians. They don't like that. When they tell them you have just about 6 months to live. instead of them to just quickly put in their resignation and say, this next 6 months, I actually want to spend it with my family, away from the public eye, and sympathy of the what you have actually managed to do can remain, and people can continue to cherish them. No, they are not interested. When you will tell them, you have 6 months to live, they will say, there is a doctor in India, there is a doctor in Dubai, let's go to Germany, there is another doctor there. And they will cling on to power because it's free money. It is also an opportunity for those who pretended to be taking care of him to continue to loot the state resources. It's an opportunity. He's not there, he's not alive, and they are caring for him, and they can do anything in his name. He allowed it. So they are now going everywhere in the world. They want to be everywhere. Trying to buy extra 1 month. Try to buy maybe extra 1 year. See anywhere with the car. In the process, they abandoned their people. You see, back in Ondo states, medical staff, medical workers, they were on strike every now and then because they were not paid. Pensioners, aged people. Akeredolu is 67. People who are old enough to give birth to Akeredolu, pensioners, they are in Ondo State, not paid. Some of them are falling sick because of lack of money. They've not been able to access health care. They died. Some of them, their children even have money. When they took them to these medical facilities, hospitals in Ondo State, they are on strike. So many of them also died. While Akeredolu was trying to fight for his own life in a functional German hospital. The other lackeys, his friends, the political urchins around him, they were taking whatever they could take from Ondo State. No accounts, no nothing. The people of Ondo State had no clue. At a point, I bet they probably have no idea who was going to pay them, who was going to sign their check, who was going to do, in all of that. This is the dilemma Akeredolu left Ondo State. Because they didn't want to lose power. Because they didn't want to, the enemies are praying for him to die. They didn't want him to die. They brought him back to Nigeria. Unwell. They flew him back to Nigeria. They couldn't even take him to Ondo State. The state is their governor. They couldn't take him there. They took him to Ibadan, or your state, the state next to Ondo, for medical. And guess what? Just about 2 weeks ago or so, they said they were looking for defibrillator, what do you call that? He couldn't breathe well, so they need machine to keep him on that so that he can breathe. In the entire Ondo State, they couldn't find any. In the entire Ibadan or your state, they couldn't find any. In the entire Lagos State, they couldn't find any. It was a dilemma. At that point, they had no choice. They said, take him back. Take him back, please, or he's going to die. So around that time, he had to electronically transfer power again to his deputy. This guy was unwell. But they didn't want to let go. So they moved him back to Germany. And he died this morning. Akeredolu. For the last time in his own voice.
Sáyìn ọ ní gbangba, ọwọ́ agbára rẹ̀ gbangba, ló fi ń gbà wá ní gbangba, àwa tá jẹ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ní gbangba. Sáyìn ọ ní gbangba, ọwọ́ agbára rẹ̀ gbangba, ló fi ń gbà wá ní gbangba.
Aketi. So at this point, we can just say good night. Aketi, you've run your race and it has come to an end. You've played your part and you've made your mark. And to every Yoruba watching me tonight, remember this. When we say Yoruba first, That is something that should mean something to you than beyond riches, power, and every other thing that comes with it. Nigeria is an unfortunate place that we, the Yorubas, as the Yoruba race, have been trapped in. And the selfishness of those who are weaker among us is never going to see to the survival of our race as a people. Political correctness is not going to do that either. When you have an opportunity to leave an indelible mark, based on your understanding of what we have found ourselves, for the sake of generations that are coming, I hope, when that time comes, the lots of all this that Nigeria is offering or dangling before you, they will not get in your way of at least changing the course of the destiny, or should we say, of the Yoruba people in this contraption Nigeria. You become governor in their contraption. Why don't you use that to champion genuinely and do something that in the, let's say in 10, 15, 20 years, the generation coming will not find it difficult to champion the ideology, pro-Yoruba ideology that comes from hard work, courage, responsibility. We can build a nation, which is what the Yoruba nation is. Yoruba nationalism, Yoruba first. All this ideology, they shouldn't be driven by selfish ambitions, self-aggrandizement. When you have that chance, please help this race. Your generation shouldn't be like the generation that feels like it is too much to ask that the identity of us as Yorubas, the pride and the safety, the prosperity of us as Yorubas is highly protected, right? Instead of shunning out a generation of lazy-minded young people, unproductive and then unemployable ones, at least stand for something that actually frees us, not what Nigeria has to offer you. If your own chance is to stand and lead us out of this contraption by whatever it is, do not hesitate. Everybody has a role to play. And we can all stop being enablers. For Akeredolu, Aketi, you have run your race. Whatever anybody has to say about you, they don't matter anymore. Or whatever anyone feels about you, they don't really matter anymore. But you know what matter? Is that when so many Yoruba cowards, when they are hiding behind what they have no control over, power, money, wealth, and all that, against the interest of the Yoruba people, you did your little, and your little counted. We hope the likes of Tifnumbu and gang, who are sending condolences, saying all beautiful things about you, they can use their own position today to cement the safety, prosperity of the Yoruba people without having to compromise that for the selfish personal agenda that they are all known for. So like I said, Aketi has run his own race. You and I, we are now running our own. What would you be remembered for? As an enabler who love your oppressors differently? Or as somebody who will love to see a Yoruba land that is truly independent of this contraption? That is not too much to ask. And since Aketi's race has come to an end, here is how the Akure people reacted to his deputy, who is now the governor. Let's go back to Akure, ladies and gentlemen. See? And I think if, I mean, I was expecting them to be kind of in mourning mood, like, oh, we just lost a good man, we just lost this or that. It seems that that is not the feeling in Akure or in Ondo, because according to them, it is an end to an era, and they are so happy that Akeredolu is finally gone. That wasn't what I expected to see, but it's what I saw. And again, like I said, a program like this is for sober reflection. When you have your chance, please take it. Imagine if he resigned 10 months ago to go and take care of his own health. There's possibility that he's probably going to live longer. Or even if he had to still die, right? The people of Ondo State will possibly have been like getting accustomed to how they are going to like remember him and all that. But it is their politics in Nigeria, okay? Dog eats dog. Meanwhile, in the hall, as required by their law, they've sworn in his deputy, Aiyedatiwa.
Do solemnly swear.
Listen to me. I need you to listen. I want you to observe the reactions inside that hall and tell me, how bad could Akeredolu really be to his people that even when they are swearing in his own deputy, just few hours they announce his death, and inside that hall, it was like they couldn't wait for him to be gone. I mean, how bad could he really be to deserve this? Watching again.
Do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as governor of Ondo State, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully, and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles of the state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decisions. That I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will abide by the code of conduct contained in the fifth schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That in all circumstances, I will do right to all manner of people according to law, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as the governor of Ondo State, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties as governor, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of people of Nigeria. So help me God.
You see that? It is a very tough world out there, brethren. Dog eat dog. Do you see how happy those people looked? because it's going to be the turn of another set of people who are now going to get political appointments. They are going to be local government chairmen, councillors, women leader. It will be their turn from Aiyedatiwa. In 6 months' time or a year time, when the guy will now have to stand for election as a proper governor, and the looting continues. Here you get dog eat dog. There is nothing like solemnization there. You know, in America or in all this part of the world, that somebody just dipped, it's like the governor just there and that person just took over. You will see everybody, even if they have to pretend, you will see everybody being like, because they haven't even buried the governor yet. Here you get, the body is still fresh. It hasn't been brought back to Nigeria. So everybody should at least show some. No. Ogbeni, show waiting. What do you mean show wait? Ogbeni, move on. That's it. Say everybody move on. But guess what? What doesn't move on? What doesn't really change? The same thing they are suffering. That makes some of them to despise Akeredolu, Akeredole. Sure, you understand? There is same reason why they kind of wanted him gone. Very soon they are going to want this one too. Gone. It's just that because they have no power to kind of get rid of him if he's not performing, they will just either wait for another person that can possibly rig him out, or maybe he should die so that another person can come in. Maybe that one will be better. That is not the word. That's why I said we are not going to sit down here to gloat over who dies or who is this or that. But that's out there, it is the word of a dog eat dog. At the end of the day, it's what you have been able to actually achieve something substantial, something significant, where you had that chance. So, to the people of Ondo State, accept my condolences once again. To the Yoruba nationalists, well, accept my condolences also, because one way or the other, we will never forget what Akeredolu was able to impact. And then we'll let the Ondo people be the decider of who Akeredolu means to them. Umar Galina Haba, you remember him? I'm sorry I didn't put up his image on my selection tonight. Galina Haba also died at the age of 65 or so. Yeah, he is the former speaker of the House of Representatives, the guy who was the speaker when the National Assembly of Nigeria stopped Obasanjo's third term. Umaru Galina Haba is dead, and I bet he was buried in Kano today. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. So, may Allah forgive his own sins too, okay? And then send him to wherever he deserves to be. I am not the judge, and I'm not interested where Nahaba ends in, okay? Ends up, whether it's hell or fire, I don't care. But you know, Umar Gali Nahaba, eh? If it wasn't people like him too, he didn't do it possibly for you and me. He was able to do that because if he didn't, Obasanjo would have been the Paul Biya of Nigeria today, and nothing would have happened. Nothing. You know why some of us are very angry at Obasanjo? I'll tell you. Obasanjo remained the best president that you've had in the category of the worst president that you've had since 1999. In the town of the blind, one-eyed man is their king. When it comes to the criminals who have been in charge of Nigeria in the last 24 years, Obasanjo has remained the best. I mean, here you understand, in the eye of the blind, one-eyed man is your king. Obasanjo is that one-eyed man. Obasanjo was so powerful. In case some of you, the Indomie generation, may not understand the Obasanjo you are seeing today and the Obasanjo of 24 years ago. It was a man that was coming from the tip of death. It was a man that people actually felt like you can no longer scare him about losing power or being killed anymore. He was about to be killed by Abacha when Abacha died. The same people who worked with Abacha, who locked him up, they brought him out as a power negotiation to keep the Yorubas still part of Nigeria. Obasanjo must be president by fire, by force. Obasanjo was so powerful that a lot of people didn't participate in 1999 because they were so scared that it's going to be a matter of months before the military will take over Nigeria again. And all this noise about democracy will be gone and nothing will be done. So Obasanjo was so powerful that he did not only succeed that military junta, as well as all of their machineries in the Nigeria military, he uprooted every one of them. Retired those he would retire, exiled some. They didn't tell you the full story. There were soldiers who left. There were military generals. When Obasanjo was in power, they went into exile. They never came back to Nigeria until Obasanjo left that power. They didn't come back to Nigeria. That was how powerful Obasanjo was. He sacked the military ranks that he met. He sacked the massive number, right? That people were worrying that it was going to trigger coup in Nigeria. It never triggered anything. Obasanjo had the chance of restructuring Nigeria. And the hell of that northern Nigeria that seems to present itself as a powerful this, powerful that. Obasanjo was everything. But he became greedy and selfish. He saw himself as the only person who could fix Nigeria. There was no longer anybody in Nigeria, alive or dead, that could actually make Nigeria better than him. Nigerians were yearning for restructuring. National conference was called. Because Obasanjo won't get a third term, the recommendations made in the national confab, Obasanjo buried it. And he was pushing for his third term, unlimited tenure. It would have become the Paul Biya of Nigeria today. You see that 24 years, last 24 years, by now, Obasanjo will still have been your president. Just like you have it in Uganda, Yoweri Museveni will contest the election and he will win 97% of the votes. Is the one, you cannot defeat him. It was the likes of Gali Nahaba that clipped the power of Obasanjo. And what did Obasanjo do? He decided to punish Nigerians for it. He gave Nigeria a sick man as the president. And since that time, Nigeria has been what? Descending into the abyss. And Nigeria is currently at the precipice of Balkanization. Precipice of a breakup. And the same Obasanjo is now asking the young people to fight for their country. Now he can no longer fight. He's lost all the fight in him. Gali Nahaba did that. And today, they can tell you that they are the ones that will decide who is going to be president. They are going to decide who is going to be in the military. They are the one who will decide who will get promotion. If you don't like it, we will deal with you and all of that. And everybody is running about like headless chickens today, including Obasanjo. But the Gali Nahaba is dead. And yeah, Nigeria, confusion continues. Who would ever believe there is IDP camp in Abuja? Abuja people, they try, they cover things. Apart from the fact that a lot of you are now like, walking about trying to be very careful so that you don't get kidnapped. So when I get IDP camp for Abuja where people are like, oh dear, no Zamfara. Did you see that? Now close your eyes. Close your eyes. I'm serious. Just close it. You remember the image you just saw now? The women, the children, the aged, the vulnerable, the sick. All of them that you see in that image on your screen. Okay? Now, yeah. Just imagine that in 10 million people. Like that. And imagine that in at least over 800 different locations across Nigeria. People like that in Nigeria. And they are victims of different terror groups, terrorists. There are those who are hunting Christians, the Boko Haram. Those ones are killing Christians. If you are not ready to convert to Christianity, they will kill you. And if you don't want to be killed, you will end up in those camps, sleeping rough with your children, sleeping rough, sleeping in uncompleted buildings, you know what I mean? Abandoned schools and abandoned facilities where you are hiding, exposed to all kinds of danger, including your children. There are those who are doing that in northern Nigeria, interior. There are others who are killing people because their own jihad is that the land that everyone who is currently living in Nigeria lives, that land, whether it is in Igbo land, or it is in Yoruba land, or it is in Ijaw land, all those land have been willed to them by their grandfather, Uthman Danfodio. So living in those places, calling yourself indigenous people is an insult to the caliphate. So there is an ongoing jihadist campaign. All they have to do, you don't really even have to fight anyone. You don't even have to say anything. They just come straight to your community and they can ransack tens of communities in a single night and Nigeria military will not say anything. So what they do is that for those that will survive, they will become refugees far away from their land, begging to survive. Because these people would like to take over.
Hello Sunusi. Da Allah ina son kana ji. Ka biyo bakin hanya duka ka gaya ma mutane cewa da Allah ga Fulani nan za su zo su wuce ba ruwan kowa da su. An yi magana ne yanzu za su zo wucewa kawai za su. Ka gane abu bakin hanyar nan kar wanda ya ce wani abu ga su nan wucewa kawai za su yi. Da Allah abi ga su nan za su taho yanzu da Allah abi a gaya ma mutane.
So when they tell you the government is doing everything, they are not doing anything. Don't be stupid, man. They know them. They know the terrorists. They coordinate their movements. They have areas in northern Nigeria that they call the ungoverned territories. These are territories controlled by the terrorists. There are people there. They've chased them away. They've killed those they will kill, and they've chased the rest away out of those places. These guys commit all these genocide, these crimes, and they stay on the crime scene. In some places, they are renaming those communities. They are renaming communities where they are chasing people away. The military, the police, they are all in on it. The terrorists will put a phone through to a commander, a military commander, to warn his boys because they are just passing it. They don't want problem. Oh. They should warn his boys. So in northern Nigeria, I mean, they killed, over 400 people in Plateau states. Guess where people were going? They were visiting Tifnumbu in Lagos, including the person that they massacred these people. Fulani terrorists killed these people. He also chartered flight to Lagos to go and pay homage to Tifnumbu. Oh, but Nigeria, chartered planes all over the place. They are paying homage to Tifnumbu. Over 400 people killed. And it says the tradition. We'll go to that Lagos, I'll show you. I mean, they all practically just saw themselves in Abuja. Abi, they all walk in the same as Old Rock. So now they wanted to go and pay homage in Lagos. You know, as they were doing the same thing for Buhari. So Tifnubu want to enjoy, come and visit me, all of you, 36 state governors. One of them even went there and he started talking about renewable energy. Renewable energy. So they were talking to Kolu about renewable energy because they went to go and greet him. I mean, Nigeria is a complete joke, isn't it? But make it look real for the optic. We're discussing renewable energy like now.
In the long term, we just have to come into that. This is the first time in the COP meetings, 27, 28, and co, that a statement was clearly made on energy transition. The previous COP meetings, no clear-cut statement was made. Now, what this means now is that in 20 years' time, they'll come to us and say, oh, we can't export cashew to Europe because the factory that processed the cashew used diesel to process the cashew, so they won't take the cashew. So there's serious issues and challenges ahead, which we have to mitigate now. But in our own interest, we embrace the energy transition for our own economic sake. We export our oil. we should have moved to gas 30, 40 years ago, because over 70% of our hydrocarbons in the ground is gas, not oil. And we have consistently exported gas without putting the infrastructure in place to use gas domestically. In Europe, the cooking gas, the cookers in the kitchen, in the water heaters, all is connected to the gas infrastructure. So, in the meantime, the federal government is expanding the gas infrastructure through the AKK pipeline, Section 2 of the Western Pipeline. So, we will embrace, for us in the States, we'll work with you, Mr. President. We'll also seek the opportunities that are available from the federal government in terms of agriculture, infrastructure. Your Vice President, sir, is hands-on on agriculture. Since he's been in, we've seen the seriousness in which agriculture is taken. Hitherto in the last
nuisance lele, nuisance lele, nuisance lele.
Did you see what I told you? That one Kwara State Governor. Ask him that did he discover after eating chicken, and burukutu inside Kolu, or maybe he snuffed the cocaine, I've been at the heroin, then give him. We don't know what then give him inside Kolu. He started talking about COP22, KKK pipeline. In Europe, they have gas in the kitchen. You see, these are a bunch of clowns that they say, very intelligent. That's a very good idea. All for the optic, all for the camera. You get? But go to Kwara State and go and see what is now doing about renewable energy, bio this and that and the rest of that. All nonsense. So, but making just look like say, Mr. President is working. We went to go and visit him. He's already discussing ideas. We're discussing ideas. I won't worry. That's the same thing. They will pack themselves like that. They will carry themselves to go Saudi Arabia. They will turn on the camera. They will start talking about, you see, especially on the renewable energy, agriculture, in the area of agriculture, in the area of security, in the Kiniko. Sokoto governor talking about agriculture. I mean, I guess those who are going to be in the room, they are themselves. So Tifnumbu, Gbajabia, Mole, the same people where they left Abuja together. Same people who left Abuja together, left Nigeria together. They will go somewhere, put themselves in a room, and they'll start talking. You see, we have signed some deals. We have made sure that we are signing some bilateral agreement and all of that. Mr. President has told investors they will come go play the video back for them in Nigeria. They will say Tifnubu was having a meeting with investors. Other governors present, they will start mentioning all of these worries. And Nigerians in Nigeria, the mumus, they too will be reading news. Tinubu met with investors in Saudi Arabia. They discussed renewable energy and how to establish a big plant in Kwara State, $1.6 billion plant. Nobody has a clue of what they are talking about. But headline in Nigeria says, Tifnubu and the Kwara governor, they have signed a renewable 2026 energy, blah, 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 and they are going to start a plant with a Kuwaiti gas furniture company. Nobody has. They just say, hey, he's bringing investment. I won't worry. That is why Kolu is now telling them, we need peace. That one at the president too. It'd be like Joe Biden. When Americans have been kidnapped and they are being killed, they are being like, raped, sold into slavery inside America. And Joe Biden now called his fellow clowns and said, we need peace. I want all of you to make sure that you come up with an idea on how to have peace in this America. And they're going to play the video. 200 million mumu. That's the Nigeria. When you abort, just say, Mayegu abort. This is Kolu, also sounding like they are doing meeting about you, the Nigerians.
Make life more sacred and educate our people for a change of mindset in the circumstances that we have. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and we have to take care of it. I'm glad the faces I'm seeing here today, and Your Excellency, the Governor of Rivers, I read your statement. I say thank you very much for that statesmanship broadcast and reliance on peace. It's only with peace that we can govern, and governance has started, in earnest. To some of you, I don't wear but one cap for Nigeria unity, a broken circle that say bye-bye to ignorance and poverty and renew our hope. Luckily, Opunzodima is here. And his God's name is hope. And we have spared that for all of those. Yes, to many of you, there is no government. Before you got here, I think Babudu and myself were reviewing the elements of the body. I will come to your meeting to spell out what am I thinking. We'll touch on judiciary, and the reform.
A town hall different from Bulaba. A town hall.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning. So everybody is now shouting abort mission, abort. Somebody was typing no. Another one, actually, simple instruction, just say abort. Have you not been watching some of these spy movies? The moment people say they won't grab you like that, you just use a code like code red. Save me. But all of you are just confusing me. No, abort. This, you know what I mean? So anyway, I have decided to abort mission. That's the Tifnumbu, the president of a country that you are currently witnessing what you are witnessing in today. I'll leave you to the rest. So what I'm going to do next is that I am going to take a break, okay? And then when I get back, I am going to take calls. So if you are watching us for the first time, remember, you need to also sort of subscribe, okay? So that you can set up your notification. Now, we are over 2,000 of us on YouTube this evening. Well done. Everybody came to service enough tonight. Good. So, but before you leave, all right, if you don't want to participate in the phone call parts, all right, just like the broadcast to show that you are here. I mean, come on. Okay. And when I get back, I will take calls tonight. Thank you very much anyway. I'll be back. I'm bringing you up. My colleague, you might need to check my audio. This is bad. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Can you hear me clearly?
I think I can hear you now, and I hope. No, this is not good. This is not good. There's always something wrong with your line there, and I couldn't really figure it out. When you speak now, it's going to be
hello,
like, oh. Okay, go on. Let's try it. How are you?
Is it better now?
I think
I'm
is
fine.
now. Yeah, it is better now. Is that Paul, by the way?
Yes, this is Paul Maego.
Baba, how are you this evening?
Good. I'm fine. Good morning.
Oh, good morning to you. You're already probably on Thursday anyway. Yeah. Baba?
Yes. Well, Maego, once again, I want to appreciate you for everything that you do. Thank you for the great expose. Aketi has gone to sleep.
That's right.
We thank God that at least he is one of those governors we can still say we have something small we can remember him for. Let me put it that way. Because he was the only governor that actually stood against the Ruga madness, the open grazing madness that wanted to completely make the rest of the Yoruba governors docile. He was the one that really rallied around and woke everybody up that we can't, even if we say we are stupid, we can't be that stupid that these people should just walk over us. No, it's not possible. So at least he gave us that memory, despite all his shortcomings. Yeah. So he has gone to sleep. Well, having said that, Maego, the point I wanted to actually bring out tonight is that you see everything they suffer, everything they face, there's always the solution in their backyard. Whether he had blood cancer, he had prostate cancer. Look, Maego, the stupidity of the Nigerian leaders is sometimes unimaginable. You have access to money, to resources, where you can pump in to do research on even what you are suffering. It is not a mistake that Nigeria keeps producing one of the best or some of the best doctors in the world. It is not by mistake. But our foolish leaders will still fly out to other places, and those places where they are flying out to, those places are seeking Nigerian doctors to come and work for them there. The thing is I don't just understand the madness. Sometimes Nigeria is totally beyond logic.
Honestly,
it is beyond logic. I don't just understand. There's a research on cassava for healing prostate cancer. Cassava. Anybody can Google it. There's a research on it. Cassava goes in on those states there.
That's right.
Where Akeredolu was the governor. Why didn't he pump in money to do a research on it? So for all the years he spent with everything he was suffering quietly, he couldn't even think of let me even build one hospital. At least I will know that I'm the one that is being treated there for myself. I don't just understand. The thing is, honestly, it is beyond logic, my ego. It is beyond logic.
It's unfortunate.
And the most painful part is that the others will refuse to learn.
They will still not do it.
They will still not. That is just the one that baffles me the most. They will not. Like when things happen to us or happens to other people, we are supposed to take lessons from them to improve our own lives. That is how a normal reasoning human being should be. But look at everything that has played out. They don't learn from their predecessors. They don't learn at all.
Oyinbo will make
they even do what?
Paul, Oyinbo billionaires. Once they are getting older, God knows what they are suffering from. You just suddenly see them take half of their wealth and put it into the research institute that is actually working to make sure that you see all this dementia that is now so rampant. Billionaires who knows that they may end up suffering it or their parents suffered it. They invested billions in researches okay?
Yes, now.
To get medication, to get, discoveries that can at least allow people to live a day longer, more. But Nigerian politicians.
Exactly, my ego. No. That is how a true mind thinks. That is how a true and just to cut it, just to end it, my ego, so that I can leave space for the others to speak.
Sure.
You can see the hypocrisy of the people as well. You can see how the last time we did that parliament, my ego, I told you about how we keep empowering them. We keep empowering. You see that, you can see the sacrifice now. Now, what this new guy now that they saw, what difference is it going to make? Look at how the people are celebrating. You can see the level of foolishness of the people as well.
Before they will hate him too, because now
yes,
now continue the tradition, they will continue the suffering, and then they will start hating him to like, oh, it's not different. That's the problem.
Nothing will change, my ego. Just like you always say, it is the same script.
It is.
Michael, let me stop here so that others can call in.
Thank you so much, Paul. All right, I appreciate this. Okay, thanks a lot. I'll take that. I have another caller, but think about that, right? A lot of us see all these Oyinbos, Warren Buffett of this world, and so many other rich people who are not like famous, like you can see, right? They invest billions, hundreds of millions of dollars in research institutions that are researching on into different, diseases. Some of them, they have suffered them when they were younger, and some of them, their parents have suffered them. And once they make so much money, right, they put this money there because they don't want people that are going to be in this world to also suffer what they have suffered or what they are suffering. Nigerian politicians don't think like that. You have this cancer, that cancer. You could not put half of your stolen wealth in researches, in schools, billions of this money to research and do more in saving lives, even if you are going to lose yours. No, to the end, they still want to own the world. I'm so sorry, my caller. Please, you're short. How are you?
I'm fine, and thank you, Mayego. How are you doing?
I am very well, sir. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you so much for this great light you are throwing to things happening in Nigeria. Let me quickly say something. My brother. You see, the hypocrisy of the people in Nigeria is alarming. One, I want to appreciate the courage from Akeredolu. Yes, despite the fact that the government introduced the Ruga then, but he stood against it. And that thing boosted the confidence of the people in the Southeast to support that ESN then.
I remember.
Yes, it helped a lot of people, even those politicians that weren't even in support of that IPOB movement, yet they supported that ESN movement because of that move that Akeredolu made then. But what is disturbing is the hypocrisy in the people. Look at the way the people were celebrating because the man died. You see the way they were celebrating, meaning... Yes, so it was this bad, and they were never protested. They never hit the street for one day and protested. They were never complaining. So the moment the man died, now they came out of their shell to begin to protest, to begin to shout and chant, yes, 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 without even knowing. They forgot that this man who is about to be sworn in or who has been sworn in is still part of this man.
Yes.
When all this while they were suffering, yet they never did anything. Now they were celebrating, oh, yes, we love this one, we love this one. And this one will come in now and continue the trend, and they will continue to die in silence without doing anything until one day, if something happens to this one, they will begin to celebrate again. Now, this gives leverage. You see the religious leaders now, they will take leverage on this. They will tell them, I told you to pray. I told you to pray that God will continue to do things. You see, God had removed this one now. So continue to pray for good governance. Continue to pray so that any bad one, God will remove them. Now the people will remain docile. They will keep praying. God, anyone that is bad, remove them. Anyone that is bad. It is not their prayer that removed this man. It was the sickness that this man had that removed him. The sickness that this man had killed him. Is not their prayers. But this, you see this, they are jubilating now. Then Sunday, their pastors will tell them, I told you something will happen. You see, God had done it. You see, your prayers have been answered. Your prayers had been answered. But it wasn't their prayer. It was the sickness that this man had that removed him. And most of them, you will see, they will leverage on that. Yes, yes, sir. Papa, speak on. We trust
Are
you.
they not already celebrating on the streets? Did we not see that? At least we saw that. And that's just the little one we have seen in that space. God knows what it is like in other places too. Unfortunately,
my heart is pained. My heart is pained watching the docility of Nigerians. My heart is pained. They can't do anything. Giving the religious leaders the opportunity to enter them and make them the more and begin to preach that heresy and nonsense they are preaching to them. Pray for your government. I don't even know if these people don't watch news and see the way other countries were being governed. No country ever been governed on the pedestal of prayers. None. But they will tell them, pray for your governors, pray for them. Any bad one, let death kill him, let death come and pick him. You see, death had taken this one away. It doesn't happen like that. My heart pained, my brother. Let me just give way for others to call and come in. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. God bless you. Have a nice day. Okay.
You too. Thank you very much for that heart pouring there. I like that, and I hope a lot of us who are also watching remember this is meant to be a sober reflection. It's not for us to gloat or laugh or do anything or come out this or that, because look around you, nothing has really changed. If there's any lesson to be learned, right, is to see that you don't end up being remembered, like for nothing. Hello there.
Hello, Maigo.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you? I don't know how you do it. Honestly, every time I watch a program, I just don't know how you do it. There was something, two things are actually, I read one and I watched one. It says, I freed 100 slaves. I could have saved more if only they know they are slaves. And exactly that is applicable to Nigerians. Because as much as you're trying to kind of like, you people open your eyes, see, no, they will still continue to follow their oppressors. And you'll be wondering, well, these people actually cultivate their own sufferness in a way. But the reason why it pained me is simply because I'm from there. And either I like it or not, I still have my old folks, maybe my dad, mom, uncle, and those innocent kids that are being born into the system again. Those adults, I probably don't even have a pity for them. Because I don't know, honestly. So, but then there's another thing that keep coming to my mind, because I watch a lot of documentaries, and I just watch one that say, stamped from the beginning, which was a documentary on Netflix. Is black men cursed? Are we cursed? Why can't we just wake up from our slumbers and do something right? And look at the whole of Africa, not just Nigeria. I expect Nigeria to even be wiser. But when you look at all the African countries full of the black people, none of them, no single country could say, yes, we can be boast of 24/7 electricity. We can be boast of good road. We can be boast of this. And these are the people that no Hurricane Katrina, no 170 miles wind, no earthquake, no volcano. Still, imagine if snow.
Good weather. No occurrence of terrible natural occurrences.
Is there 24/7. Then you'll be wondering. But then, like the previous caller said, they will still go to church or mosque. They will still do their hypocrisy, and the Papa will tell them this and this. And when you look at the numbers that actually go out to do their religious thing, the numbers of crime is at the highest. Now you'll be wondering, are you people actually serving God, or you are just a devil incarnation or something? I don't, honestly, my God, I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I think mere thinking of these people makes me kind of hungry sometimes.
Well, you are very much right to be. Do you get that now? Like, some of us get angry that we are unable to actually put words together to express how angry we are sometimes, right? However, that is why you have the Mayegun's Diary Political. So you are not just angry for nothing. You have an idea of why you are. And in most instances, like you are asking us, asking everyone now, why can't we? Why can't we, right? I bet those others are also asking themselves, why can't we? Why can't we? And that's how we're going to get there.
And I think there are over 50 millions of Tinobus and all those looters just waiting for their own
chance, of course.
So how are we going to get out of? Anyway, let me let others contribute. But thank you for what you are doing. It's just, I don't know how you do it. Honestly, it could have been better if we all wake up and say, look, the worst shouldn't be ruling the best of us. We are not going to be here. Like the caller rightly said, why can't our leaders, fund research? The University College Hospital is there, built by Awolowo. Why can't they renovate it and make it? I mean, the king of Saudi Arabia came there.
And that is not even like a rumor. It's actually a fact, historical fact.
So
look at us today. We are the ones who our governor is now dying in German hospital.
In German hospital. Imagine. Have they ever thought that when was the German chancellor or their MP came to Nigeria?
I don't know, Baba. I don't know. Like, if we have to look at it this way, right? The last recorded time that the king of Saudi Arabia, King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia, visited that same UCH was put somewhere around between 1957 and 1961 before he stopped, right? Now let's pick 1961, Baba. So Yorubas, who used to have the Saudi king 62 years ago as a guest in one of our teaching hospitals in Yorubaland, that Yoruba people today now have their governor dying on that machine in faraway Germany. I mean, that is not progress, Baba. Let's tell ourselves the truth. We are not progressing. We are not.
We are retrogressing.
We are not progressing.
Retro. And then we'll carry our money to go and do pilgrimage.
Yes.
And we are still poor. It doesn't make sense.
I know.
It doesn't make sense at all. Anyway.
Thanks so much.
Maybe after my generation, maybe something will happen. But I don't see anything happening in my generation. I'm not that old, but at 65, with all the, before I quickly go.
Yes, sir.
There's something that I used to tell myself. Take a lesson from death.
Yes.
You come with nothing, you go with nothing. With all the power they try to hang on to, with all their 160 million vehicles, with all the houses and everything. Do they take a pain?
Nothing will be taken.
How can human being not think twice?
Greed.
That I don't even know when I'm going to buy. I don't know the time. I don't know where. Why can't I take it easy? Good night, my ego.
Same to you, sir. You have a wonderful evening, sir. Okay, thanks a lot. This is going to be like, as we said, a time for sober reflection. You want to own the world, of course, go for it. But if you have a chance of making an impact in the world, what would that be? And would you do it like not because of what you are going to gain, or without considering what you are going to possibly lose? Would you still do it and leave that to the indelible mark? Would you? That is what defines a man, will say. But let me take another call here. Hello there.
Michael.
Hey, good evening, sir.
Fine, thank you. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm here, kind of like, all right. Thanks for asking. How are you? Can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can now, please.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay. I think is that network, or you are just receiving another call that is cutting you off or something? So
no, I'm not receiving any calls.
Must be network, but you keep going off, right? Yeah. So hopefully it stays now. Please go on.
Oh, is it better now? Yeah,
I think it is now. Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, no, just thank you for what you're doing. I mean, I don't think people will realize the importance or significance of what you're doing right now. But hopefully in years to come, the next generation will watch, your diary and see, and hopefully it would make an impact on their lives. I watched one of your programs, I think it was a couple of days ago. It was this guy from Liberia, the Liberian guy.
Oh, so cool, my brother. Everybody's asking me to get him back. Well, go on, sir.
Yeah, he made a very, very valid point. And quoting from Minister Louis Farrakhan, I don't know if people know him, but he said, when you subject a people to over 400 years of slavery and you turn them inside out, you strip them of their names, of their religions, of their God, that has a
Right. I think that must be network, I think.
Yeah, it's probably the network. Can you hear me now?
Please. Yeah, you're back now. Please continue, sir.
Okay. Christians talk about the circumcision of the heart, but I think what Nigerians really need is a circumcision of the mind, because, they have been subjected to colonial rule. And, like the Liberian guy said, the police, the, institutions, they have, there's this thing the colonial rule has, over the years instilled in their minds. So it's going to take a lot, to circumcise that mind in such a way that, we talk about revolution, there's different types of revolution, like Showres said.
That's right.
We also need this revolution of the mind where people, Nigerians, can be free. Because to be fair with you, not everyone in Nigeria is free. Some people are still slaves, our leaders included. Our leaders, 99.9% of the politicians in Nigeria, they're just lazy. We talk about thinking outside the box. Our leaders can't even think within the box, let alone think outside the box. So I'm hoping, I hope and I pray that your diary is around long enough for the next generation to really watch it, and hopefully it can help them change their mindset towards how they relate with their leaders, because
that is what they say, that posterity will judge all of us. If there's something we have to leave behind, it should be something that is going to make the world different from how we met it. But I kind of dig with you, sir. Go on.
Yeah, so I mean, we've had the opportunity, like you're in Scotland. I live in England, by the way. So we've had the opportunity to travel outside of Nigeria and see how people live. We always say, the little things that government do for their people abroad, is what we Nigerians pray to God for. Someone, comedians always have that joke where they say, "Oh God, as I'm going home, let there be light." That is what you're.
Really sorry that the network kept, kind of breaking us and all that. You see, when you leave Nigeria, things that you always use as your prayer points in Nigeria, they become like normal, regular things that, and sometimes you feel like you don't pray much, because most of what you really pray for, there are things that are like, you don't need to pray for them. They're like basics, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
And all that. So yeah, I'm just filling in the gap for you before you come back. That's you back. Go on.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's just basic things. Our politicians, every 4 years, they come out and campaign about electricity, roads. These are things that should be given. You shouldn't even. These are things that should be there. They should campaign about policies, better policies that will favor the people, that would enhance. Democracy, would enhance development, would enhance human development as well. But they come out every 4 years and it's the same campaign, and I don't know, I think Nigerians as a people, the supposed biggest, black race in the world, we need a circumcision of the mind. Like, we need to reorientate our mindset towards how we relate with our so-called politicians. I don't call them leaders. Sometimes we say leaders. They are not leaders. I mean, what is a leader? What is a leader? Like this, the immediate late governor of Ondo State, he just passed away. Okay. Yes. The thing is, it's in the Bible. Like, whatever you sow, whatever a man soweth, that he shall reap.
Right.
You know, you may come out and portray yourself as good, or you may have done some good. But listen, if at the end of the day, what you are after is yourself and your family, and you call yourself a leader, you're not a leader. You're not a leader. A leader will lay down his life for his people, just like a good shepherd. You know, but these people would rather have their own people be killed and do nothing about it. You know, just because they want to protect themselves and their family. My God, I just wanted to add my contribution to this, and just to agree with that. Sekou, who called the other day, who really hit the nail, is a reorientation of the mind, because everything is just, you know, over the years you turn a people inside out. It's gonna take a lot to re-educate them, like make the people have to unlearn and relearn. You know, I think that is something that is a part of the revolution that we need, you know, if anything.
Thank you so much for re-echoing that yourself. Okay, I appreciate this as well. Thank you for that contribution, sir. You have a good one.
That's all right. Thank you. You too.
Sir.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant. Every time we have been talking about the revolution of the mind, I mean, we should kind of believe that it is already taking place, but we must kind of, you know, profess it more. You know, everything starts from here. All right. And people that have been turned inside out from generation through colonialism, slavery, the identity stolen, and all that stuff. Of course, right? Revolution of the mind. My caller. Hello there.
Hello, my good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Okay. Yeah, fine. The previous caller just took, I'm going to be very short. The previous caller just took one of the words I wanted to say, that whatever you reap, you sow. I mean, we're talking about building new hospitals. The existing hospitals we have, what are we doing with it? What have we done with it? Yeah, but rather, big companies are leaving Nigeria. GlaxoSmithKline that left Nigeria, and all that I was learning yesterday that apparently the federal government wanted to forcibly take over that company, and they left Nigeria. So that's what you get. See, it will continue. But what everybody should not forget, that Kolo is very sick. You know, we shouldn't be deceived. The guy might even drop dead anytime. And then we have to deal with Shetima, which is even a bigger evil, you know. So yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know how this whole thing is going to get sorted out. So it's sad though. Until we're tired and we can sit up and all that, we look beyond tribe, we look beyond the religion, and then we say, okay, this is the only country we've got. We've got to start doing it. You know, when you're voted in office, you go there to serve. You know, you're not counting that, yeah, I built a road, I built a flyover and all that. You know, so that's just the thing. And recently, there's a message. There's a private message that you meant to have. Did you see it?
Oh, I haven't. You know, I do have a lot of private messages like that, but you
know. From this number, very important. It's from Doctor in New York. You know who I'm talking about. He's been trying to reach me. So just answer me and all that, and I'll do the remaining. I don't want to give all the information here.
I get that. You know how we do it, right? Since you have made me aware, that means I'm going to go look at that message after the call. Right? What you have to do is that
it's coming from the
type a capital letter. Okay, like just say Mayegun. Let it be the last message you send. All right, just say Mayegun, read this. Now, when I'm scrolling through all that horde of messages, I'll see yours there, and I can easily just take it on from there. Would you do that, please?
Okay, that's cool. Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate that. Okay. I mean, have a good one. Okay. Nice one, sir.
You too.
So, okay, that's cool. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I believe. Here. Hello there.
How are you, Baba?
Is that Talks?
This is the one and only now.
Olatokunbo. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
I'm here. Very well. Thanks for asking. So,
thank God for your health.
Thank you,
sir. Thank God for your family. Compliments of the season. I've been watching in the background and seeing a lot of things that's happening. Firstly, I just want to say thank you for what you do. And I've always said this: Nigeria's battle is more of a religious war than anything else. The brother from Liberia said it all that day, and in fact, I had to go and rewatch it today again and say, let me pick it for detail to detail of what this man said. He said it all. It's a religious battle. If you look, he gave 2 phases to the north and 1 phase to the south. No matter what we do, if you don't sensitize the north, we're still in trouble because they've pumped so much money into the north than the south, where the resources is coming from. Where I'm from, they've tapped so much of our limestone that in fact they've dug the earth deeper than you can dig the earth. But guess what? The southern part of Nigeria still has money. And Marigo, I want to thank you so much for that program you did about the eastern part of Nigeria. Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
About houses and the beautiful
Igbo awakening.
I have friends that actually went to the east for Christmas because of what happened in February during the election. That, you know what? Let's show you guys what we really are. Like, talks, come down to east. We will show you what in life be. When I think I get something, we get personal. But because of who they are and how accommodating Yorubas are, we took it for granted. Look at who are the people ruling Yorubaland now. Musulumi Lopo Junuwa. I saw them were doing Osho the day yesterday. And I'm thinking, really? After all what's happening in Yorubaland, you guys can still pump money to that kind of event. It's unfortunate. But here, and this is now. Like you said, 2024. I know how much I sent to Nigeria this Christmas period. I don't regret it, but I did it because it's from the goodness of my own personal heart. I said, you know, just do it. It's not for spite or anything. But 2024, my ego, my lagbara. My lagbara.
Of my own concern, talks, right? We can tell that this Fulani, armed Fulani terrorists who have now actually made more money from kidnapping, amassing weapons than they were in 2015, let's be honest, okay? They have amassed more. So if this is them staging a comeback, like we have witnessed in Plateau, and it's going to go on there like in the Middle Belt, like it was when it all started in 2015 talks, right? So if we are actually facing that barrage of this onslaught again, and here we are, Tifnumbu that people said as Yoruba, it will probably not look away and watch people killed, right? So who will be the Akeredolu of the Yoruba people? Something that, I mean, someone that is probably going to be like out there or even build on what they have done so far. With the level of my analysis.
You know, my analysis is this. The blowback is going to be this. You see that thing you showed yesterday about the Igbos going back, the internet exploded today. If you had gone on Facebook today, the internet exploded. Yorubas were attacking the Igbos, Igbos attacking Yorubas. I say, okay, now the blowback is going to come. Now, let us see those Fulanis dare try to come for those Igbo billionaires or those Igbo millionaires building those beautiful houses and the streets and everything. Let them try it now. These guys are going back home. And I told someone, I said, look, I think I mentioned on your show, I said, when the Igbos decide to leave Lagos, Lagos will go wallow. Because why? The Igbos are majorly maintaining the economy of Lagos because they're the greatest importers and exporters in Lagos. We are ripping them off their taxes. They pay the highest tax margin in the whole of Nigeria. They pay the highest taxes on land and everything. Even everything they import is an Igbo man's container, taxing the highest. But these guys are still making money. But I'm saying it now. Let them go to the east now and try it. Those unknown government that they are unknown government, they will come out and tell the world that they are really the evil spirit that will deal with these people. I know. What we showed yesterday, I'm telling you, let them go and try it. Look at the flood of people that came there. You think they will not protect those people? And what you said yesterday was, give loans without interest and watch your people grow. Watch your people grow.
Create the economy you want. You have the money. You have everything.
Straight
Just
up.
pull it down and see what happens.
Straight up.
And you have to give it to them, by the way, right? That's why I said
Straight
they need to invest more in their PR as well, okay? Because in the eastern part of Nigeria, that in case others don't know, that's where you have Ozo Motors right there building their stuff, right?
Thank you very much.
You have so many of their actual businesses that are manufacturing so much.
To see how wicked these people are, to see how these wicked people are, Ozo Motors creates a similar vehicle to what they're buying for 160 million, which they can get for half the price to put in their state houses. You know, we are supposed to go to China. China does not buy American vehicles now. They make their own vehicles. They make replicas of Bentley at the highest spec.
That's right.
Now, the Igbos are saying, you know what? Now, let us show you what we can do. Ti Yoruba Bashora, awalama jienju.
That is why that those who should know something that Yorubas, we are so blessed, no doubt, okay? But there's something people need to sort of understand. It is high time for you, for me, as Yorubas, to stop bragging about Lagos when we cannot brag of a similar space in any other part of Yorubaland. People actually who tried in the times of Awolowo and Co, right? They created cities and they ran them. They created cities to as far as, you know what I mean? But today,
okay, go on. Sorry. Yeah. I'm one of the people that never brag about Lagos because I lived in VI and I saw what VI was before I left.
And what it is now.
Let me tell you something. Lagos is a massive slum. I tell people I can never live in Lagos again. Never. It no go happen. I can go there, stay in your hotels, do my Faji there, and come back again to my hometown. But I can't live in Lagos anymore. But I'm telling you, with the people that you have there,
Ijebus are very rich too. I know Ijebus and our palaces and the rest of them. But this is not a battle of a palaces or battle of mansions. We are talking about the widespread poverty and the missed opportunity that is actually staring us on the face these days, aren't we?
To cap it up. Look at the similarities. When that Igbo man opened his gate for people to come into his compound to sit down and celebrate with him, and look at Tinubu's place in Bodilon. Mama launched a lesson in Bodilon, but man, it's Leko. Look at the people that sit on the street as miscreants. Yoruba to the Almajiri. Igbo there, she left
Nigeria, where people begs and all of that stuff,
right? Tell me, you know, okay, let me tell you a quick story. You know when the Oba of Lagos, they stole his mask and his shoes and everything and joined NSAS. Oba Yekon, before they never had a fence in his palace.
He never had a fence.
A king never has a fence around his palace because that's where everybody comes to eat and sleep. Only Oba Lobalo Mbogbo. He's the one that takes care of the widows and the widowers. This guy created fence. When they went to Ojoka to bust the palace of the Oba in Ojota, you know why? That Oba takes care of the community of Ojota there. They couldn't get him. Go on, please check it and fact check it.
I don't remember. I do.
But when that man said, okay, Oshigate, everybody come inside, they heal the man. Now tell me,
if somebody gate now, see talks. The full story is this, right? The guy went to their to the palace of one of the chiefs, okay, and he said, "Listen, I have brought enough that I want to share with the community. Could you please help me invite the community?" Baba, you could see all of them now. They said they carried town crier to say, everybody come around, Big George is asking that everybody should come, and you could see it all over their faces.
I'm sorry, before I go, can I tell you something? If some stupid idiot want to go and carry AK-47 and go and bust that man's house, do you think the community will not start? You must kill me before you. Thank you very much, Now, when they're going to Tinubu's place in Bodilon, everybody go on now. Say, oh boy, this man, we sit down with for 12 hours. We don't even get 15 naira from you. Oh, the die has been cast. This is the end of the story. And 2024 is the shady bowser. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Sir. Yes.
Good night.
And you too. You have a good one, okay? It is true. And then there are so many things that we should tell ourselves that we are kind of losing it. We are watching our people go begging in the most condescending way. And it is not new, but for those who are Yorubas, who have been watching it go from bad to worse, That shouldn't be the pride. It's called the Alimajiri system. Yorubas have shame. They are telling us that there's nothing wrong in having becoming an Alimajiri in Yorubaland. Just be grateful. That's something you should reject. Here, hello there.
Yeah, my
yes, sir.
Hello, my brother.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. First time caller, man.
How are you? Well, such a pleasure, sir. Because everybody can hear you now, please.
No, it is not working because I'm right on the screen and somebody else is talking to you on the phone. What's
See,
happening?
if you really want to enjoy this, you and I are talking. Don't stop looking at that screen, okay? That screen is now for others who are listening to us. It's a bit delayed. And then if you stay on there, right, it's going to interfere in what we are doing. Can you please ignore that screen now, please?
The Mayogo is in trouble, man.
Okay. I don't think this man is ready. So what happened is this, right? If you are calling me.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening, ma'am. Please, 1 second, ma'am, please.
See, just
1 second, though. Listen to me, ma'am. Listen, ma'am, please. 1 second. Hang on for me for 1 second, please. Yes, ma'am. Now, if you are calling in, okay, usually, right, I will advise you to ignore the broadcast that moment. There are people that will call in and they will now turn on their TV because they want to hear their voice on the phone, on the TV. Please don't do that, okay? It is called their production. There is a bit of a delay between what we say inside this studio and then at the time you get to hear them on your devices. So you cannot call me and begin to listen to your own voice on the TV or your voice on other devices. I would rather you speak to me directly. Then you can go listen to your voice when you hang up, okay? It is so awkward when people do that. And I kind of wish you won't do that. I'm so sorry, ma'am, right? Can you hear me?
No, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Great, yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
And same to you.
Happy New Year in advance. I tried that in Love of God is my strength. I want to be joyous. I tried that thing you gave me for the paper link. I couldn't get into it. I don't know. Please help me. Even now I'm trying to. I really want to do something. I'm trying to press on the shout button. I can't. Yesterday I didn't want to cover. I just want to bless you, but I couldn't. I need help. Please help me. From my heart, I want to do it. Now, thank you. I want to care, but let me speak it in English. At times I don't know. I'm not Yoruba, but Yoruba do let me.
Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Some words, my
there
are some words. If you don't say them in Yoruba, you won't feel good the way you wanted to. So yeah, but just let me mix them.
Yes.
Go on, man.
Okay, thank you. First of all,
yes,
I want to thank you a lot. The knowledge that God gave you,
Thank you, man.
You see, God called you for this time. You see, this time, there are people on this YouTube that I see. God called them for this time of our problem in Nigeria. Nigeria is a place that I cannot understand. It's as if it's out of this world. That Nigeria is living in another world. Nigeria is not like other country of the world. That is the way I'm looking at it. Are we living on a separate planet, or are we in this planet, this earth that is rolling all over the place? Are we inside it? Now, let me go to Akeredolu.
Yes, ma'am.
Akeredolu, what happened to him? He died. Ẹran ti lọ. Ẹran ti lọ. Ẹran lọ. Let me say something, my brother. What is the benefit of wealth? What is the benefit of wealth? What is the benefit of wealth that you cannot think about the children who have not benefited what you benefited in your own time when you went to school? What is the benefit of wealth that you put in the bank, that you keep in your house, that you give your wife to do business, that you use to send your children all over the world? And our children, who are not born in the 70s, who are not born in the 60s, who have not experienced free school meal, who have not experienced free uniform, who have not experienced free school fees. Mayegu, I experienced it too. I experienced it too.
So you knew what it was like, and now you are alive, and you are also seeing what it is now like. It is such a, it breaks out, man.
Yes, you know what? At times, when I will look at our youths now, when I want to do something or say something about them, I will hold my mouth. You know why? These children, they have no experience free education. These children, they have no experience free school meal.
Never enjoyed good governance. Never, ever.
Yes. When we are going to school, we have our abowa. Carry our plate in our hands. And when we get to school, it's empty. It's empty. Don't put inside though.
Yeah.
When we get to school, some days they will do asaro, some days they will do a wa. And we have these clean women who come to the school who will line up and we'll be collecting our food. I was in boarding house. My dad did not pay money for boarding house. We were eating free food. They will cook food. We will eat in the morning, egg and bread. We will eat in the afternoon. Everything was free for us. Now, we look at our young ones. We say they are doing Yahoo. We say they are doing wrong girls. My brother, yes, it is not good in itself.
Yes.
What do you want them to do? The government is not helping them. The government is not even providing a safe environment for them to do what they want to do. The ones who are stealing the money, the police can, the EFCC will not go after them. The one that carry laptop that is using it to study, they will go and collect laptop from them and lock them up. Actually, they know not law. They're not in law. Let me say it in English.
Yes, ma'am.
He died a useless death. I'm sorry. Anybody can say, I'm saying my own mind. Please let everybody say what they want to say. He died useless because I want to tell you one thing.
It actually means different things to different people. And there are people who actually, that his actions impacted in their lives and they will never forgive him. I know some of them.
Yes.
Go on, man.
Yes. Let me tell you one thing. If you are a human being God created you into this world and you did not make an impact, God gave you the chance to go to Ondo State and be a governor.
Yes.
He gave you the idea for you to be a lawyer and do all this. And you went there and you maltreated them, you stole their resources, you did not make a difference to their life. People died in hospital, children died in hospital, pregnant women died in hospital. You have deaths raining all over you. No matter what you do, what he has done. Look at all the money that Akeredolu stole. Can I ask you? He was flown to Germany. Chekoku, did he not die? Is he die? Is he die? Vanity upon vanity. Why not make a difference in people's life? Why not you make a difference and say, okay, this is who I am. People are dancing over your death. Oh God, Akeredolu, if you cannot see what is happening behind your back, very soon you are in the mortuary now. Coal is catching you there. God knows the kind of mortuary that they put you in. Maybe it's not the mortuary of Remitulumbu that is controlling in Lagos. Maybe it's going to be a mortuary that somebody will come there and steal some of your parts because all of you failed us. All of you scared Nigerians. All of you killed us before we even say want to close our eyes to sleep. All of you have murder sleep in our eyes. Akeredolu, and the one I cannot remember his name that died, that the former speaker of the house. All of you have destroyed. Yes, they have destroyed us. They destroyed Nigeria. Nigeria on the road, Nigerians are not safe if they travel. The road is, if the road does not swallow them, kidnapper will take them to the bush So tell me, what is the benefit of Akeredolu death? He did Amotekun and so Amotekun that they did that. Later they were the one stealing from people. I know a lot of people that even Amotekun go and steal in their house. So what is it that he did? He came out, he brought Amotekun. Did he allow them to carry something that would protect them? Did he allow it? He brought it out just to play wayo, and later they say he did Amotekun. Where did he do it? This man was running all over the place with Tinubu during the election time, and he was sick because of his greediness. Because he want to come back to power, he did not go and look at himself. Selfishness, greediness, he hold on to power, even to death, until he could not speak again. Yes, until he could not speak again, until he could not hold a spoon again. That is why it's okay. So now what I'm saying now is that what is all what he has suffered for? All what he went through, all the nations, preaching for Tinubu to be president. He followed bad day. Very soon they will cover him with sunshine. Very soon they will cover him with the ground. The red sand in Nigeria, he is gone. Where's all his money? If he's not careful,
love and joy win, man. I mean, you have indeed, you exploded tonight. I have never heard you speak like this, in a while. So this seems personal, yes. Is it?
Yes. No, what I'm saying, my brother, yes. It is good. Let me tell you one thing, it is good to feel for the dead. I understand. Yes. But when a dead man that you are dead and you have destroyed people's life, people have died because of your policy. Let us not be. Let me tell you, this God that you see, God is not stupid. God has given us everything for us to live our life, and He has given people the authority. He has given them all of the power. You can't come and take what belongs to other people and you put it in your pocket and you say I should feel sorry. And the people that died on Christmas Day in Plateau State, they belong to people. So Akeredolu death does not mean anything to me. I don't feel anything. I am sorry to say. He said I'll feel for those who died in the Plateau State, those who went to church to do a service to Christ and they died. Akeredolu, I feel nothing for him because after they bury him, the children will benefit from all the hidden money that he has kept for them. So Akeredolu and what he lost, I'm sorry the way I spoke like this. I am sorry.
I mean, I like the fact that you let it out. Okay, there are so many people already. You already have your fans. They are already hailing you there, man. Like, go on, man. Don't stop. Don't listen to my ego. No grief for him. Say your mind, and you have just done that. Yeah,
I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do that. I just pray for you that the Lord should give you strength to be coming up and helping us so that we can come and talk to our own penny, to talk our own, because there's nothing for us to do ourselves, to be saying, Akeredolu died. A lot of people died today. In Nigeria, through the road, a lot of people died today. Some people cannot put their dead body in mortuary. They are putting it in the house, waiting, looking for a hole to dig to put them. If you don't have a land, you cannot bury anybody. So Akeredolu and not in law or the bury. Bye-bye.
God bless you. You have a wonderful evening there. Now, I mean, all of us can indeed agree with her. Do you understand? I mean, if you have seen those who are the victims of this, terrible leadership and all that, and then how it all played out, sometimes you just feel like, power is transient, right? But if you cling on to it until you die, then maybe you don't deserve anyone's sympathy after all. Because if you didn't die, that means you would have held your state to that ransom for as long as you want. Because you can. So the only thing that, hang on, I think I have another caller. Hang on. I think there is this, give me a sec. I keep kind of mixing all of them together. So yes, I got it. Let's hope that's it, right? Can you hear me? My caller, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
Oh, I am very well, sir. How are you?
Okay, my name is Alex. I'm calling from America.
Sir Alex, my name is Mayegun.
Yes.
And I'm currently joining you from Scotland. How are you, sir?
Okay, I'm good. Well done. I appreciate your work.
Thank you, sir.
May God bless you.
And you too.
Yeah, I specifically want to talk to the Igbo, my Igbo people, because I'm from the eastern part of the country.
Oh, great, please.
Yes. And I'm seeing Igbo to progress. It is certain that they cannot move their business to Igbo land because of the seaport. The seaport in Igbo land, the government refused to build it. What I'm seeing Igbo doing, I want Igbo, if I have the means to speak loud, I want Igbo to go into entertainment. Building 5-star hotel in Igbo land. We are not united as in Nigeria. We are divided. All our politicians, they are, I don't know what I will call them. Anybody that travel out of Nigeria to any Western world, immediately in land in the airport, the first thing is to start abusing the politician.
Honestly.
I'm telling you, when you fly, anybody in Nigeria that fly out of Nigeria to the Western world, any country in the Western world, he cannot believe his eyes. I remember the first day I flew into America. I will never forget the experience. I entered the toilet. I ran outside the toilet, thinking, is it public toilet or office?
Like, have you entered the wrong toilet so that they will not start charging you? Or is this one
You,
public or gas toilet?
Outside because of what? And my question is that, and these politicians are coming to this country?
They do. They go there all the time.
Well, I just want Igbo. I know Igbo can stand on their own. When Igbo determined to do something, they will do it right.
They can.
I'm just seeing it. Like Dubai. I've been in Dubai once, twice. What do they develop on? What?
Just the crude oil, you will say. I mean,
sorry.
Oh yeah, tourism. They use their oil wealth to build and make Dubai the tourist destination.
Swimming pool. Yes, sir. The deepest swimming pool in the world.
Yes, sir.
Is in Dubai.
That's right.
Everybody wants to go and see it.
Take a dive.
I think Igbo, we have land in Igbo land. All these rich people in Igbo in Lagos, they should be moving their entertainment to Igbo land. Lagos, you can't take away the economy from Lagos.
No, because it's like a specific.
Yes,
deliberate.
There's no how Igbo can survive without Lagos because of the seaport. There's no way they can survive economically. The best thing I feel they will do is on entertainment. They should just go and start doing something first in Africa, first in the world. They should just start thinking of it and move the entertainment industry to Igbo land. Thank you, my
God bless you, sir.
May God bless
Thank
Nigeria.
you. I bet a lot of them are indeed hearing you. I am going to take one more call, and it's going to be the last call for the night. So let's do it. Here, who deserve that honor? And it seems it's the right person, which is Osita. One name. How are you?
Yes, my brother. Bless you, my brother.
God bless you.
You've always been the apple of the eye of the people that sees reality and not fiction. You've succeeded in doing things that even people that we look up to have not been able to do. Believe me, you are gracious to behold.
Thank you very much. Sita is my, ladies and gentlemen, is my veteran hype man. He does it so seamlessly all the time. Oh, Sita.
God knows better. Akeredolu has gone.
That's right.
we have no sympathy or remorse to that. The only thing that we can say right now, he has gone to face his own judgment.
That's right.
You know, a journey of 1,000 miles, they begin with a step, and once upon a time begins a story. A day shall come end. That is one thing that people has not been able to realize. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? The soul that you are losing, that we, the people alive now, is talking about, is your legacy, what you stand for.
That's right.
We don't hate anybody, but we only hate what people stand for. When you stand in the side of negativity, it is for sure that people will hate you. That thing, that jacket, that coat you are wearing is what people hate, and not the soul that God created inside of you. So it is a lesson. It is a lesson for others who think that life is all about, because I am rich, that means I have to enslave other people. Just look at a president of a country. Think about it. In America or England, the prime minister or the president of America, when he wakes up in the morning on December 25th or December 26th, he opens his window of his apartment and he sees people with plates sitting across the street trying to beg. That means you are a failure.
Absolute one.
I looked at it today and I said, this man is a very shameless man. Although they said you cannot shame the shame.
That's what they say. You can't shame the shameless.
You can't shame the shameless. Because if you are wise enough, you will have known that this video is going to go viral.
It's going to go all over the world. That people are begging for food in my house.
It shows my people are hungry. That's what it shows.
It does.
There's a difference. Like when you should come back from UK and you find yourself in Ijebu and people are trooping in your house. It's a different thing because you has no connection with the government. People want to come and facilitate with you.
That's right.
That is what they are coming to your place for. They want to come and enjoy. They want to see you laugh. They want to make you smile. Look at that video you showed yesterday. The disabled. I don't like calling people disabled, but that one, there's a special...
Well, they kind of put it as physically challenged. Now these days, that word are being carefully used. So you can just say the physically challenged.
Challenge. You see the way the guy hugged her, embraced her. Even she was even shouting on the guy.
I know.
That shows empathy. The guy doesn't have pity for her. It's empathy that the guy has for her.
That's right.
So these are so-called vampires who occupy government spaces. They think that they can have their cake and eat it.
Yes, they eat it.
The whole money that Akeredolu has, the whole money he embezzled, had it been there is a good hospital in Nigeria, at least he's not going to carry that money to foreign land to give the Germans. All those money will still have resided in Nigeria.
Man got rejected by German hospital. I didn't tell people the full story. Sure, you get. Like Akeredolu was looking for a particular defibrillator machine for him to be able to breathe in Nigeria. So they took him back to Germany. And the German were like, why do you bring him back? You should take this man home and go and let him have his last moment. Why do you bring him back? They said they are looking for another alternative. They rejected Akeredolu in the same hospital they took him the last time. They were now looking for where to take him to in his last moment, on top waiting. Osita.
Yes. So, and this morning, we wake up this morning. What we are hearing again is, what we saw again, the criminals who, if not for evil government connection that they have, they can't make money. The one that says he owns the UBA, Tony Elumelu with his party,
and the
white party, and the rest of them, white party, when people are facing hunger and starvation, and when they come to the pages of newspaper, they come to the media, and what they keep saying that, oh, that the subsidy that they remove is okay.
Is it the interest of the poor people? They would have suffered more if they didn't remove the subsidy.
Nigerians. Yes, the floating of the naira is for the interest of Nigerians. But you look at it. There is one poem that we used to recite when I was in secondary school, primary school. Dage, they call it Dage. The soap seller hawks our wares, and the hungry man was there and was looking. He was saying, "How do you hawk this soap and think I'm going to buy? If I cannot wash my inside, how can I wash my outside?" The inside is his belly. He is hungry, and now you are telling him to go and buy soap. It is absurd, So this is what we see. That people are reckless. The whole money that is in circulation in the hands of the people that call themselves billionaires. Look at all the billionaires in Nigeria. None of them produces anything.
Nothing for you.
Nothing. All you hear that they bought shares in this company, they bought shares in this company. None of them, the shares they are buying, the companies that they are buying, those companies are public liability company that is owned by Nigerian government, by Nigerians. But at the end of the day, Transcorp, they turned it to a private portfolio. Everything, they turned it to a private portfolio. And you think that people are not going to celebrate if any of them die. People are going to celebrate, my brother. People are going to celebrate when they die. If we cannot kill them by the gun or by our bare hands, at least death will take them. And when the death take them, we will be happy that death take them. It is not a bad thing. That's the reason. There was a day I was talking to you. Believe me, sometimes it's as if I should question God that, God, why did you kill Abacha self? Why did you take Abacha? I mean to say, because God never kills any man. But why did you take Abacha? Believe me, because Abacha will have eradicated most of these people. Maybe
like
we will have to contend with one.
It was indeed going after them. He was going to kill them. You're right. Those who escaped
He
ran away.
He will have eradicated all these people. And all these people are the people that came on the back of them.
If Abacha had succeeded, we would have had less of these rogues. Even though we still have the rogues we would be dealing with, but they will not be this massive. Who will come build the cat?
Yes.
Build the cat.
So the way you are looking at it now, that is the reason all of them, when it's not favoring them, they will ride at the back of the masses and they will fight. Oh, democracy, democracy. We didn't even know that we enjoyed under Abacha regime than this. I was asking somebody yesterday. I said, how come that Abacha lived for 5 good years with the whole sanctions that Nigeria had? One of the most beautiful things that happened in Lagos happened under Abacha regime, under Buba Marwa. That's the reason in Lagos State, everybody thinks that they say Marwa is a saint. He's a saint.
He's the one now for fight drug and all of that.
But you will ask yourself this simple question, my brother. All the economic sanctions, all the social sanctions that Nigeria had as at that time, why was Nigeria prosperous under Abacha than these criminals? So what we are facing, we have gone past the trying to make Nigeria better. I am a very good Christian, but if you ask me, if any person asks me to pray for Nigeria, I don't pray for Nigeria.
No, it's a waste of time.
Because it's a waste of time. Let us break this thing up. Let us break this thing up so that when it's not too late, so that we can do this thing peacefully. That is always my advice.
Osita.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, right? And thank you very much for at least trying to get that across to my people at the close of the program. So thank you, as always, okay? You take it easy.
All right,
tomorrow is another day.
All
right, sir. You have a good one, sir. So that's Osita. You just delivered his own piece there. A lot of you want to call in and add yours still, but our time is completely out. Okay, so we are going to continue next time, and some of you can even call in some other time and say what you still want to say. All right, so thank you so much, everyone, for the evening. My the super chatters, the sharers, the likers, the commenters, and all of us, we've done our bit. And like I said, Akeredolu has done his bit too. So you should continue to do yours while you have the chance. I will continue to do mine while I have the chance, right? But until then, just take it easy, stay safe, okay? I will see you some other time. So good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Mayegun Diary Diary political. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gbà rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.